Right, I'll just do the usual wait for a couple of minutes to see if anyone turns up. About 5 minutes late starting, but not the end of the world. Well, there's something going on the old comms channel anyway, in game. Alright, let's see what's happening here then. Alright, well there's 4 people watching at the moment. Alright, well, that's a start anyway. Happy New Year. It hasn't been a particularly great New Year so far, but yes. Alright, anyway, what's been happening here? Erodian has come online, offline, online, offline and online again. So it sounds like things are, as far as the game goes, working just as well as ever. Anyway, let's start off with the usual guff. I've only got one monitor, so any chat will be, I'll have to minimise the game to check that. I can't see it while I'm actually playing it. And yeah, I wasn't entirely sure as to what to do for this one, so we're starting in the Corvette, which I don't use all that often actually, but it does mean we'll have well, sort of combat to begin with. It's going to be taking out some pirate lords, I suspect. In fact, there's no I suspect about it, that is what I'm going to do. Let's see if there's any decent ones around. I am particularly keen to do pirate missions that pay in either exquisite focus crystals or biotech conductors. I don't need either of those materials, but with them being grade 5s, you get decent trading rates for them when you junk them and in favour of something else. I'm not doing too good on the old mission front so far. Nothing that really grabs me. I mean, I'm finding pirate lord missions and what have you, but they are not going to give me the materials that I particularly want. No, it's all a fucking sack of shit. Where was that one that was around here? Well, there's one here. Will give me 3 exquisite focus crystals. 1,367,000. So this is not going to be challenging at all. I'm only going to get 157,000 when I take the exquisite focus crystals. So we'll do it anyway. The Ross 154. Anybody else in and around Ross 154 here? I wasn't really looking at the destinations beforehand. I think we can safely say no. Well, that was fucking good. Right, well, there's one anyway. What am I doing? I don't need to... I just need to get to the system. Now, has Aronian actually been able to connect? It looks like he may have done, but he's had to resort to just going into solo. Okay, before we take off, the squadron. We're up to 9 members, which is staggering. I didn't think I'd get anything like that. But far more ridiculous is our current positions. Trade, we're at 649. See, if we go through the leaderboards, I'll show it that way. Trade 649. There are 395 pages of trade, you know, people taking part in trade, and we're on page 65. I don't know how or why we got that high up, but it doesn't stop there. 422 pages of exploration, and we are on page 18. We're in 178th. Combat, 384 pages. We are on page 7. We're in 68th place. Most ridiculously of all. I mean, okay, there's only 43 pages, people doing the old Xeno defense. We are on page 3. We're in 25th place. I just can't believe that. So anyway, oh, actually, that reminds me. I got a friend request from someone here called minus equals Falcon equals minus. A bit of a pretentious name, that. Anyway, that's been there for about 5 days now, and he hasn't told me who he is. So, ta-da. Right. Let's piss off the Ross 154 then. So this pirate lord, Uni Kunari, $1,367,000 if I just take credits. So what ship do you think he's going to be in?
Ship released. Follow the greens on your way out.
I reckon he'll be in a Python at best. Now, I've never been too good at launching, and certainly not docking, in the old Corvette or the Anaconda, but I got through there no problem. I also have one hell of a grotesque paint job on this thing. Let's see if I can actually remember the controls. Right, free camera. There we go. I mean,
You are clear of the station. Stay safe, Commander.
yeah, I'm great with these controls here. Here we are. I mean, it is, you know, green, yellow, red, orange. It's like they just fired a fucking paint gun at the thing. Anyway, off we go.
Drive charging.
For once, that's actually normal, getting that mission objective notification. Let's see whereabouts it is. I hope it's not too far out. It would be nice if I could even see it. Well, there it is. That's why I couldn't see it then. It's in very close orbit to another planet. Now hopefully he's also flying around. That feather lance might be him, in which case he'll interdict me anyway, and it will save me having to fly all the way here. No, that's not him. He is wanted though. Federal assault ship might be him. I have faced pirate lords who were in assault ships. Let's take a look. Because I have got an interdictor on this ship, so that's him. The trouble is I'm now in front of him. And yeah, it did this the other day. He just suddenly walked right behind me. Well, let's get in the position so that I'm hoping he will interdict me while I'm out here. Okay. Looks like he might be getting into position. Put it this way, you know, whatever he's doing, fucking hurry up. I've stopped just so that, you know, it's easier for you to get us. There we go. Yeah, I've noticed that NPCs have started ramming a hell of a lot. So we're back to, you know, the old bullshit days where the NPCs are just really cuntish. And what a surprise, he's gone. Not difficult. Now I am low on some decent materials. Filament composites aren't really among them. There are some that I badly need. Polymer capacitors I'm down to 5, and proto-radiolic alloys I am down to that many, 2. So yeah, I really need those. So, okay, I know it's not interesting watching people gather materials. And when I head to, you know, some more combat intensive areas, unless they drop something I am desperately low on, i.e. if they drop proto-radiolic alloys or polymer capacitors, I'll ignore them. But yeah, I'll grab these lot, but that will be it as far as, you know, grabbing every material I come across. Now, again, regarding the squadron, like I was saying, you know, I don't really care about you know, ranks within the squadron itself and all that shit. But I figured that even though really nobody joining this particular squadron should be interested in it, it might be an idea to implement something. So I figured setting up something very, very simple. This will fill up the shielding sensors, so fuck it, I might as well go off. So yeah, if you are not elite in any of the three main ranks, then you'll be, you know, rookie, or whatever the fucking squadron rank is. I can't remember. If you've got one elite, you'll be the next rank up. 2 elite, next rank up again. 3 elite, next rank up. And you won't be in the 5th rank, because that's where I am. So, you know, pretty simple and straightforward and bollocks, but I mean, it works, doesn't it? Is it worth doing? Is anyone who's in my squadron watching this and thinking anything at all about that? I mean, the last person who joined the squadron is someone whose name I can't even fucking remember. But I think he had, his reason for joining was the same reason that I think anybody who thinks about joining it will do, which is that he was getting sick of receiving random requests, you know, to join such and such squadron. So he just joined this one because of the fact that, you know, I made it very clear we're not going to be doing fuck all nothing. So he could just be in a squadron and then completely forget about it, but also won't get irritated by, you know, all these random join my squadron requests coming in, because he's already in one. Which is, you know, it makes sense, it's not a bad idea. So I mean, there's a reason to join this one if you really want to. I hate having a, well, I don't have to dock here, I'm coming in here to you know, get my bounty on that Fed assault ship. But yeah, because it's so close to that gas giant, the approach to this docking station is so slow.
Docking request.
So anyway, since the last video I've got 2 new ships. I know I said I'd only get 1, but I got 2, and I'm also looking at getting 2 more. So the 2 ships that I got are both combat focused to some degree or
Maintain
other.
current course, Commander.
By my standards, that was a smooth entry. So yeah, I think we'll try those 2 out in this video.
Landing sequence completed. Ground crew have been dispatched.
Alright. Cash that in. 54,000. Big fucking deal. Now, while I'm docked, I haven't done this really since the 3.3 went live, going through the stats. Now, I'm not going to go through all of them, but there are some that have changed quite a bit. Starting with mining. Profit from mining. It was about 40 something million. Now 585,663,291. It doesn't take a genius to work out how the fuck it managed to jump up that high. I did 2 mining runs to get void opals. First time I just made it fairly quick. I got 77 tons and I sold them for about 120, I think it was about 127 million. The second one, I got 210 tons of them, and that transaction was 348,504,030. So that's the new highest single transaction. The old highest single transaction, which was 42 million, which I got from farming metal alloys from the barnacles. I thought there was no way I'm going to beat that. Yeah. Here I am, increasing it by over 300 million. I very much doubt I am going to beat this, because to do so I would have to get more than 210 tons of a mineral or any commodity that pays 1.6 million per ton. So anyway, it means that my trading profit has gone up by over $500 million. So it's now at 1,573,000,000, and my average profit per transaction went up by over 150,000. So now at 459,000. I'm quite pleased about that. You know, that didn't do too badly at all. My balance was quite good as well. It got up to 2,500 and I think 580 million. But it has gone down again because I've since bought more ships. So the only other one, I knew I would have done it by now, but I didn't realise I'd passed it this much. So I've passed 16,000 systems, and also profits from exploration has gone past 700 million. So that's not doing too badly. And efficiency bonus, that is basically every planet that I've surface mapped, 203. Getting the efficiency bonus is like that. It's ridiculously easy. The the number of probes you have to use, they've been so conservative with their estimates of how many you need. You really can't fail. I'll also point out that yet another fuck up in the codex. So as well as the O-type star that I mentioned last time that didn't register, and the neutron star that I showed didn't register, you can now add one of the white dwarf star variants to the list. So you can see here it's showing that I've been to the DA type star at LHS 362, but D type stars No, it's not. It's saying I haven't been to any. But I went to Van Marnen Star, which has a D-type white dwarf in the centre. No. So, I mean, that codex is just one fuck up after another. Anyway, let's go back to Solin and get my exquisite focus crystals. Before we do, let's see what, if any, fucking hell, right, hang on. Hanukkah been pretty stable for me, no disconnections, but still freezing occasionally. I have about 50% connection success rate when I first load the game, and there isn't a session when I'm playing the game where it doesn't lock up for anywhere between 10 seconds and a minute, because it loses connection with the comm server. I mean, it tried to be around, but I can't seem to stay connected tonight. Yeah, I'd noticed. Right, well, I would join the squadron, but I can't find anything that would make me want to reinstall. They've made it shitier than ever. Yeah, well, joining a squadron isn't never really going to be an incentive to reinstall a game. On Mobius or Open, neither. I'm in my private group. Mission objective showed orange arrows in DSS for me earlier. Yeah, that's what they're supposed to be, but for some reason it didn't show. I think it's because it was in close orbit of a planet. Threat 4 black box retrieval difficult. I've had no problem with threat 4s. Threat 6s have been a bit tricky, and then I did try threat 8. Didn't last very long. Python and 4 eagles. Squad idea sounds good to me. Yeah, I'll probably do that once this is finished. It took me away from the 4 black boxes, couldn't find them again. Just you know, super cruise out, turn around and come back in again. Face, you do not care about ranks. No, I don't, but I'm guessing you mean you don't care about them. I didn't know about the orange arrows. I'm just an explorer. Oh, so Leatherface is the one who's the harmless combat, isn't it? I think. Anyway. That's that. There was some... Okay, so Herodian is still trying to get on and clearly still not succeeding. I don't know what it is about private groups, but they are so temperamental for a lot of players. This is far from the first time I've seen this. I knew that was coming. Yeah, there we go. Bastard game. I'm sure I've got a fucking profanity filter off. I have. Maybe it has to be that both people have it set to off. I don't know. I've just noticed no fucking fags left. Good job I got those, isn't it? Right. You're going to have to wait, because there are some things in life that are more important than launching your ship in Elite Dangerous, and being able to light up is most definitely one of them. So I'm assuming Herodian is now in game, but in solo mode. No, it's just on the main menu at the moment. Although, are you able to connect to Open? Maybe just try it. Connect to Open, but I mean, if you don't normally play Open, don't stay there. Just see if you can actually get into the game there first, and then just exit it again. Well, anyway, let's piss off back to shit out of luck and get my focus crystals. Once I got them, well, depending on what other pirate lord missions there are,
Docking coupler disengaged. Go for departure.
I may end up pissing off to one of the other systems where my new ships are docked. But one of them's in Lembava, which isn't that far away from Seoul, and the other is in 78 Ursa Majoris, so you know, right slap bang next to Alioth. Again, that's not that far from Seoul, especially when you're in an ASP, which I will be.
Frameshift drive charging.
You have the all clear. FFC signing off.
4, 3, 2.
So the ship that I've got in Lembava, I haven't tested it in combat at all yet. It's a Federal assault ship, and I got it for one purpose only, which I won't say just yet, but it doesn't take a genius to figure out what it is. It's the reason everybody gets the Federal assault ship. The other one, which is in 78 Ursa Majoris, is a Fer-de-Lance, which I kept saying I wouldn't get. It's actually the third Fer-de-Lance I've had, so I forget to fucking slow down. But this one I will be keeping. Now, I have tested that in combat. It wasn't a particularly good test though, because firstly I am so not used to really fast ships, and you know, medium sort of fighters. I'm really used to using the big heavy ships like this fucking thing. And yeah, I went to a hazardous resource extraction site, which wasn't a great idea. Also, Life School Amiga was there in a Corvette, so I couldn't really tell how effective my weaponry was, because unless it was something like an Anaconda coming along, he was blowing it away in no fucking time, despite the fact that his weapon loadout on his Corvette is basically designed to strip shields as quickly as possible. But when it comes to destroying armour, frankly, it's about as slow as a fully armed Corvette could be, because it's all beam lasers and multi-cannons. So shields, no problem, but there's no big hitting weapons for actually destroying the armour once the shields are down. I've forgotten something.
Landing authorized. You are clear for approach to pad 39er.
Anyway, I'll show those two ships in this vid. So I guess this is going to be a somewhat more combat-centric video than the previous ones. Again, nice smooth entry.
500 meters from touchdown.
Landing gear deployed.
Contact. Systems offline.
So yeah, I'll take the focus crystals. So I only get 157,000 for taking him out. How many focus crystals does that give me now? 27. Not a great amount, I'll say. I don't need them for any of my engineer mods, so now I'm starting to get some good ones. I mean, this one isn't even a, mind you, it's not paying in the materials I want, but we have some here. I don't really want to take 2 wing missions together. I'll take 1, but not 2. See what the others have. Yeah, I'm not going to Alpha Centauri because knowing my luck it will say yes, you just got to nip down to Proxima to find the target. 6 million for transporting 120 units. I am tempted to do that one. I know it's not going to be very interesting, but you know, it'd be mad to say, nah, I don't want 6 million credits for doing a fucking piss easy. I'll tell you what I'll do. We'll take that one. And then we'll take an assassination mission anyway. Which I'll head straight to that one as soon as I've done. This one looks interesting. Right, biotech conductors. I do like getting paid in those rather than the exquisite focus crystals. No idea why. There's no real reason for it. Yeah, we'll do that one. So that is where Barnard Star. There's one faction in Barnard Star that is hostile against me. So that's purely down to the number of those you know, Pirate Lord missions I've done. Right, so before we look, Leatherface, indeed I am the harmless. Yeah, okay, yeah, I thought it was. I can never remember the bloody names of anyone. Hang on. J-Rod, that's, yeah, there we go. That's something in the region of, what, 25,000 light years away from the populated zone. So anyone in the squadron who wants to wing up with somebody, you're probably not going to be winging up with him just yet. Anyway, let's piss off.
Ship released. Clear for departure.
So I've set, you know, the destination and all that shit. I can't even remember where the fuck we're going. I do that an awful lot. Shieldless Type 9, that's a real smart move. Okay, so it looks like we're going to Iota Lambda Aquarii. I'm sure I've been there before, but
Frameshift drive charging.
All clear. FSB out.
4, 3, 2, 1.
yeah, there is also a good chance, yes, it's definitely going to happen, that I'll be interdicted here anyway, so we'll still get some combat anyway. Who's this cunt then? Oh, fucking, I hate it when I'm interdicted by fucking Federals. They're no challenge. I'll show how little challenge they are. Right, we'll come out. I'm not going to move. My speed is set to 0.
Under attack.
That's his shields down. He's a bit too far out of range really for shot cannons, so I've got to wait for him to get closer. Here we go. There you go. I didn't fucking move.
Target destroyed.
What's he dropped? Nothing that really grabs me. Compound shielding would be useful. He is a grade 4. Okay, remember what I said? To the last place? Yeah, I haven't started yet. I'll just grab them.
Retracted.
Right, where's this place gone? Down here.
Frameshift drive charging.
No, I don't think I'm going to be interdicted anymore. Well, it's not here.
2, 1, engage.
Right, he gave up. Check. Now I know with those Pirate Lord missions with wings, the chances of going up against Imperial cutters certainly increases, but I haven't gone up against one yet. Every time I've taken them, it's always been another fucking Feather Lance with vultures in a squadron. I'm hoping this time it might actually be a cutter, but I suspect it won't be. By the time the scan starts, he's pissed off. So. 260,000 for taking out that further along, so that's the only good thing about being interdicted by them. They're easy to take out and you get a lot of credits for doing so.
Scan detected.
Piss off.
Landing gear deployed.
I was nowhere near the landing pad. Right, there we go.
Landing complete. Systems offline.
Alright, restock because I'll need those when I go up against this pirate lord. Yeah, I don't want articulation motors, so I'll take the credits. Okay, not bad. Any of those worth doing? Doesn't look like it. I bet any of them? No. Right, so it's it was Barnard Star, wasn't it, where that pirate lord was? Yeah. Right, let's see who or what we are going to be going up against.
Ship restraints retracted. Clear for departure.
Get that fucking Type 6 out of the way.
Scan detected. Frameshift drive charging.
Okay, place your bets now. What ship is it going to be?
All clear. FSB out.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Commander Quo Yanni. Well, that's not the same as Commander Quo, is it?
Mission objective detected.
Considering he's already on the friends list.
Fuel scooping.
Mission objective has already been detected, so let's see where it is. Is it in close orbit around another planet, and that's why I can't find it. It must be. Yeah, there it is. That's not far away, which is more than handy. Oops. Well, you're certainly not flying around here anyway. Roger, it would be great if it was a Type 7. So, threat 6. A bit more of a challenge, but I shouldn't have too many problems. I may have to use the shield cell bank a couple of times. if it is a cutter, he may drop some useful grade 5 materials. It's being fucking slow. There we go. Right, well, there's the wing. That's fucking Ferdinands and 2 vultures. So same as fucking always. And now we've got the fucking gain locking up as it always does. So see how long it's going to be before it comes back. I've got to get more practice with fixed weapons because they are always using these. And every time I've gone up against a wing, at least one of them has had weapons modded so that they can do shield breach attack. So I will be taking, in fact I already am taking damage, even though my shields are up. I don't know if fucking that really helps. I don't know if shot cannons do much against shields. Probably not. I don't know what they do. And again, been fucking rammed. Oh, nearly got his fucking shields down and he's buggered off. That means he's going to use his shield cell bank. I don't know if he did. Still don't know if he did. Has he not gone? Or something? I'm going to use one now.
Target shields offline.
Using shield cell banks and then using the shot cannon at the same time. Not a great idea, really. You are seeing this. The wing is fighting amongst itself. Unless that was the beam laser weapon that speeds up repairing or speeds up you know, shield generation. But yeah, well, I've never seen that before. The wing is firing on each other. Long fucking winded fight. Now they've just rammed into each other and he's actually destroyed my target as a result of ramming. Now he's fucking trying to ram me again. I'm going to use another shield cell, mate. I keep forgetting I haven't got fucking heat sinks on this ship. I'm supposed to be yeah, using the thermal lance. Thermal vent rather. I'm so used to the fact that I have heat sinks on every ship, almost every ship, but not this one. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so that's him down. This next cane. feeling he might now do a runner because of the other two going down. Yeah, he's fucking shifting. None of those. Yeah, see, he fucked off. None of those materials. Yeah, there's nothing I really want to go out of my way for. Right. Well, let's go and dock and cash these in. But yeah, mission done. That took longer than I thought.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
But then, I mean, if I was in, you know, one of the faster ships, you know, like the Ferdinand or the Mamba, I'd be there a week trying to fucking take them out. I wish they wouldn't keep giving me bays 39 or 32 because they're right close to the front and they're a pain in the arse to get into position for. Especially if you're in the cutter.
Landing gear deployed.
Yeah, took more damage than I thought I would have done. That's because they had that, yeah, that mod, so their damage was going through the shields. This is another fuck up that's currently in the game. It doesn't matter where you dock, you can hand in all of your bounties and also all of your combat bonds. So for the moment anyway, you don't need to use the interstellar factors to hand in combat or bounty you know, bonds, so you don't lose the 25%. Good going. Right, while I'm here, let's have a check at the right, here we go. Chronic will send friends slash, oh, from alt account. Okay, right. Oh, okay, I'll accept that in a second. Mission target. Yeah. Mission impossible. Well, I've seen federal security ships fighting among themselves before. Actually, I've seen, including earlier yesterday, security ships opening fire on me for no reason at all. That's a bug that dates back, what, 4 years at least, and it's still going on. As I say, it happened to me yesterday. I was in Seoul at the nav beacon. I was attacking a wanted anaconda, and yeah, all of the green targets that were the security all started firing on me. But once I jumped out of there, in fact, even while I was still in that area, I wasn't showing as wanted, didn't have any of the symbols, you know, down the side here showing that I was wanted. Yeah, it's fucking bollocks. Alright, anyway, let's go and get my biotech conductors and the pissant little payment that I'll get credits wise as well.
Ship uncoupled. Moderate speed on exit. Frame shift charge detected. Frame shift charge detected.
No, he's wanted, but I'm not bothering with it.
Frame shift drive charging. Clear of the station. Have a safe journey. Four, three, two, one.
I've got to say, just thinking back to that friend request that I'm just about to add, I've never understood buying a second account. Why do people do that? And on the forums there are people who have 3.
Fuel scooping complete.
Why would you have 3 accounts, for fuck's sake? I mean, okay, it's not like it's, you know, as bad as Star Season, where, you know, that cunt's got $200 million and yet he's still asking for more money, and that's all the reason you need to not give him any. But nevertheless, I do really feel that Frontier Developments just don't deserve any money. They just keep fucking up. I mean, you've seen earlier today, Commander Herodian. How many times did he try and connect to the server? Unless he, you know, connects in solo mode, he cannot play the game. I mean, how fucking ludicrous does it get? And this 3.3 update, it's been out 3 weeks now, and it's still plagued with server issues. I mean, alright, it was during the Christmas period, so Frontier Developments all fucked off, saying, yeah, we've done a good job, this is good enough, we'll leave it like this during the Christmas period. But they've come back and they've done fuck all.
You are clear for approach to pad 09er.
Why can't they ever give me pad 25? I like that one. Right at the back, easy to fucking get to.
Landing successful. Engines disengaged.
Right, so I'll take this mission payment. Biotech conductors. So I've now got 31 of them. That's a reasonable amount. Yes, my reputation with Barnard Star Crimson Society can't really get a lot worse. Now, unless there are some really good ones here, and I mean good ones in terms of the materials they pay. I mean, 2.3 million for an assassination, and he's not even in a wing. It's not bad, actually. There's another one here. But I mean, I'll be here a fucking week if I just keep saying, well, yeah, okay, I'll do one more. So yeah, it's got to pay, you know, 5. No, it's only 3 biotech conductors. If there's one that pays 5, I'll do it. Otherwise, let's go into one of the new ships. Don't need modified embedded firmware. I've got about 50 something of those. Again, only so see, I could take those 2. Okay. See, I'm talking myself into doing it. No, right, okay, let's change ship and we'll head to Lembava. So that's down here somewhere, isn't it? No, it's not there. It's there, I think. Oh, dear Guandry, that's where... what ship have I put there? Oh, Fed Assault ship, okay. I thought I did it... No, Lembava was where I bought my Fer de Lance, but it's not stationed there. Alright, how many jumps is that then? 3. There we go, no problem. Request may not have registered connection a bit shit. Well, that's a surprise. 12 viewers, nice one, mate. I'm amazed it's as high as 12. Any burps missed? Yeah, you've missed a few. I wouldn't even say it was moderate. It's yeah, it was very poor. Frontier experts are giving us what no one wanted, asked for or needed, and then wasting even more resources maintaining the site no one wanted. Well, at least they've abandoned CQC. I mean, Beyond was supposed to be about updating and improving bugs and rudimentary features, and yet having a multiplayer, you know, sort of like Unreal Tournament version of Elite that doesn't even have a fucking lobby. Yeah, that's as rudimentary as it gets, but they didn't even touch it. So I propose a drinking game. Every time the ship scrapes the docking port, take a swig. If I stayed in the Corvette, yeah, you'd be beyond inebriated within the hour.
Ship detach complete. Clear for egress.
I don't know what it is about the fucking Anaconda and the Corvette. I just cannot get through the docking bay slot there. Any other ship, no problem. Even the Type 10, no problem. Those two, no, I just can't fucking do it. You'd think after, you know, 4 years of playing this fucking thing, actually, it's like about 4.5 because I was in the beta 1. You'd think I'd be able to do it by now. No.
The way ahead is clear. Stay safe, Commander.
4, 3, 2, 1.
It doesn't look like there's anything worth scanning here. It doesn't look like there is anything to scan here. No, there isn't.
Frameshift drive charging.
Servers are being really shit tonight.
Fuel scooping.
Speaking of which, well, it's showing Commander Quoyani there, so, well, I got the confirmation anyway. If you still haven't got it, maybe log out and in again. If it's really that important.
Fuel scooping complete. Frameshift drive charging.
Now, the question is, where do I take the... Oh, do I really want to take the Fed assault ship into a conflict zone? Oh, fuck it, I might as well. It's not like I can't afford the fucking rebuy costs, so... Oh, speaking of which, of course, we've had our first incursion state. I can't remember the system that it was in now, but I stopped by there purely to scan it because I hadn't been there before. So I am thinking that an AX outfitted battleship of some kind may be in order. I've got 2 AX outfitted ships already, but they're both out in the Pleiades. I just can't be asked to keep going out there and bringing them back, so that's the next new ship. And I have an Anaconda already outfitted for AX, but that's more research than anything else. And I have a combat outfitted AX ship, but that's an Alliance Chieftain. Again, a small or medium fast ship, and I just struggle with those. So, and also it just seems too light for AX conflict zones. I can just imagine them being, you know, absolute fucking bedlam. So I need a ship that, you know, has the firepower and the defense. So it looks like it'll be either a second Anaconda or a second Corvette. I was also thinking second Cutter, but the Cutter just isn't manoeuvrable enough. Can you imagine trying to go up against the fucking Thargoid Interceptor in a Imperial Cutter? That's not going to work. So because I don't really want to go down below 2 billion in the balance, I need another, well, I need about between 750 and 800 million. Whether I get Corvette or Anaconda, outfitted the way I want, they're both going to be, they both cost more or less the same. But there isn't really much difference between the 2 ships in any way. The outfitting, the power requirements, which are staggeringly high, manoeuvrability, the armour, the shields, they're all very similar, and even the costs. So, yeah, anyway. Into the Fed assault ship. Quite a cheap ship, this one. So we'll do a quick rundown then of what this thing has outfit wise. Has a fucking hideous paint job. I can't even remember what that paint job's called. Hang on, it's Dazzle Red. There you go. How lovely. Right, so weapons wise, in the large hard points I have gimbal cannons, because with the force shell mod, which they both have, you know, the force shell experimental along with grade 5 overcharging, that could create a bit of havoc among the enemy ships. So I thought, right, instead of having grade, you know, the class 3 beams, which I nearly always go with, I'll have the class 3 cannons and class 2 beam lasers. So see how that goes. No big surprises with the utility mounts. 1 heatsink launcher, 3 A-rated shield boosters. Core internals are obviously all maxed out, along with being fully modded. Fitted the military grade composite armour, because the Federal assault ship is all about, you know, just really bulking up the armour that it has. Optional internals, so again no big surprises. Class 5 shield generator and shield cell bank. Class 4 fuel scoop. The 2 military compartments both have hull reinforcement packages. Class 3 Guardian FSD booster. A staggering 4-ton capacity cargo rack. I'm not even sure why I've got that there, because you know, I haven't got any repair limpets or anything. Maybe I could replace the detailed surface scanner with them, but for now I haven't. So anyway, that's the loadout then for the Fed assault ship. Right, let's just have a quick here. Let's have a look. Do some tube and throat singing while you hyperspace. No, you don't want to hear that. Second account allows long range exploring with the choice to play in the bubble anytime. Jules, oh, hey, I'm Dr. Ray Gateway. What are you going to do? I could join. Are you in game at the moment? Well, I'm going to a conflict zone. I've been in AX conflict zones recently. One thing about them that really makes me mad is why a Hydra has to appear at the end of them to win. Damn thing is near impossible to take down. I haven't even seen a Hydra yet, so you can buy and store modules rather than a whole new ship though, couldn't you? Just swap them as and when. Yeah, but I just can't be arsed. You know, I've got 2 billion in the balance. I might as well just buy the fucking ship and be done with it. Federal assault ship with multi-cannons. You see, multi-cannons, they're great for taking down shields, but I just find that they're too slow when it comes to actually damaging the armour and the actual bulkheads of the ship. Would anyone speculate that FDev's next season will focus more on planetary gameplay after all these huge bugs and glitches have been fixed, of course? Well, it's going to be... well, they're not going to fix all of them. So... I have no idea what they've got planned next. I don't even think they know what they've got planned next. So... Anyway, oh yes, I've changed ships, so all the conflict zones have disappeared from my navigation tab here.
Landing coupler disengaged. You are clear to leave.
Access to docking bay facilities required.
Alright, here we come. Conflict zones, watch out, because you've got someone who's shitting small or medium fighters, and I'm on my way. Right, well, I'm not going to low intensity, they're fucking boring, so nearest high intensity is around Diagondry B2, 420 light seconds away. That's where I'm heading.
You are clear of the station. Have a safe trip, Commander.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Of course, the big problem with low intensity conflict zones is there are often, you know, not much in the way of powerful ships there. So if you turn up in something like, you know, an Anaconda or a Corvette or whatever, straight away all the other ships will, you know, all the enemy ships will see you and they'll all target you. So before you know it, you've got, you know, 4, 5, 6 ships all firing at you. So yeah, low intensity conflict zones I just don't like. And if there are some decent, you know, large ships, Anacondas, Fed Corvettes, whatever, in this high intensity one, it'll give me a chance to test the real usefulness of this loadout and the reason why I went with this particular ship. I'll also point out now, this is the first time I've been in a conflict zone since 3.3 went live. I didn't even go into any conflict zones in the beta. So I know they all have these fucking, you know, it's all timed and all this bullshit, which I'm not what you would call a big fan of. Okay, how close to the primary star is this thing? Close enough. That wasn't very good either. Also, I've got to try to remember whereabouts here does the option appear to choose your side. I think it's in the ship tab, isn't it? I think it is anyway. How close to the yeah, it's, I'm not liking where it is. I don't really want to side with, okay, I can't see it there. Where the fucking hell is the so is it up here? Do I yeah, okay, so I've got to choose up here, right. Okay, I'll fight for Fed. Oh, there's an anaconda right here.
Under attack.
Good to have you on the team, Commander.
Right, let's try this then. His shields are not looking too bad.
High priority target sighted. Take them out.
There we go. Oh, I nearly got his shields down. Right, shields down now. Now I'm flying backwards. Oh, I fucking missed.
Under attack.
Yeah, fucking... the force impact from this...
Signature detected.
Oh shit, here we go. I haven't seen one of these for a while.
Warning. Thermal attack. Gaining heat.
Can't see where it is.
Under attack. Taking damage. Shields offline. Warning. Hull breach
Focusing
attack.
fire on our capital ship. Keep it safe.
I wasn't paying any attention to my shields, because constantly ramming a ship isn't a very good idea. Is he fucking running? You're gonna run far, you cunt.
Breaking formation.
There we go.
Target destroyed.
Nothing that I particularly want. Alright, who's next?
Commander.
Okay, that Python's down. Alliance Chieftain, okay, let's have a bit of you. Because now that there's a capital ship here, yeah, that's not going to be quite so difficult around this area, but we'll give it another go. I'm just not manoeuvrable enough. What?
Target shields offline. Under attack.
Where the fuck did that come from? Well, there is nothing I can do now as far as beam lasers. They just will not work properly. So I've just got to use cannons and ramming. I fucking missed him again. No, looks like beam lasers may be back. No. As soon as I fired it,
Module malfunction. Target shields.
yeah, and now how the fuck am I supposed to
Target shields offline.
is he running? Yes, he fucking is.
Hotel to Charlie joining attack formation. Watch your back, pilot.
He's now way out of range.
Target destroyed.
Now why the fucking hell has my beam lasers 70 and 75 of their health? Well, they should be fine. Yeah, that's really fucked me off, that. There's no reason for beam lasers
Nice
not to
work,
be
Ace.
working.
I'm starting to think we could win this thing.
Oh, so now they're working okay.
Offline.
Fucking felt that, mind you. He's got... Yeah, he had a fucking capital ship firing on him as well, which does rather help.
Target shields offline.
Oops. Yeah, I'm doing really well with the old power out.
Malfunction. Module malfunction.
So I'm guessing now the beam lasers are no fucking good at the moment.
Module malfunction. Warning. Impulse attack. Trajectory disruption. Frame shift charge detected.
Try ramming me, but he's never going to win a ramming battle. Right, who's this? Anaconda, with my shield's almost down. Yeah, this could be, mind you, he's also in a bad way.
Module malfunction.
Oh, he's down.
Target destroyed.
There's some polymer capacitors. Okay, I know it's boring viewing, but I really need them, so I'm going to be picking these up. fucking material collecting in the middle of a conflict zone. How about that for realism? It's not like I've never done it before. There's one. There's one more. There it is. I'll grab that and that's it. I'll just take those two. Right, so there's a Python in the area. Let's have a look at him. Fucking hell. Okay, well, he's almost certainly going to be dead before I get there because he's basically taking on a capital ship and it looks like he's running. Oh, no, maybe he isn't. Okay, now he's down.
Target destroyed.
What did he
Another
drop?
one down. Keep going, Commander.
More polymer yeah.
Cargo scoop deployed.
It doesn't look like there's going to be very many more ships coming in, and as soon as I say that, something turned up. Right, okay, we're all right for materials for now anyway. Right, what's the next Aspen Explorer? And will my beam lasers actually last long enough to do anything?
Target eliminated. Victor 1 Alpha, confirmed status over. Got one.
I've got to wait for him to stop chaffing. Say surprise.
Module malfunction.
So that's it, I'm down to just my cannons at the moment. I think he might be heading straight towards us.
They're retreating. Great work, Commander. You really made a difference.
Oh, I didn't do fuck all.
Frame shift charge detected. Target shields online.
He's running.
Target shields offline.
You cunt. There's one more enemy in the area. There's another Aspen Explorer. He's also nearly dead. Okay, he's dead.
Target destroyed.
And that's it. Well, I don't think any more are going to show up. I know they're supposed to, but I think that is this conflict zone done for the moment. How much did I make? 509,000. That's not bad. It's not brilliant. Anyway, that was a bit bollocksed up, really. I don't know why the beam lasers kept malfunctioning. I mean, they're at 70 and 75%. Well, they should still be working okay. So, yeah. Anyone got any ideas? Let's have a look. Why go to CZ without picking up loads of kill missions? They are crazy money. MRP. I don't do mega ship scenarios as far as, you know. I've never seen that before. capital ship leaving. No, the only time I bother with mega ships is if I'm going to be data harvesting. And as far as mission board, you know, missions in conflict zones, like I said en route, that's the first conflict zone I've been to since 3.3 went live. When I combat elite, I don't really need to worry about conflict zones too much. I've got 2 billion credits in the balance. I don't really need to worry about credits too much. So unless missions on the mission board are ludicrously easy that I can do them in my sleep, I don't usually bother with them. Wasn't there another one that I missed there? Module reinforcement pack. No, I just go for hull reinforcement, especially in this thing, because although I didn't do it very well because of how tough and the sheer, you know, mass of the hull of the Federal assault ship, I just use it to ram everything. So you can take the shields down really quickly if you can actually, you know, make contact and actually hit the fucking things. So theoretically, even going up against, you know, corvettes, anacondas, cutters, it shouldn't take too long to take them out. Clearly though, it helps if you can actually pilot a ship like this, which I think I've just ably demonstrated I can't, and so yeah. In a way, it's actually not a bad thing that that conflict zone ended so abruptly, because, well, beam laser's not working properly. That did rather piss me off. But at least the force impact on the cannons was working alright. So that was always the plan. Ram the fuckers and get their shields down, and then use the 2 class 3 cannons with the force impact to not only do damage but also sort of like knock them about so that they can't get their shots in very well. That was the plan anyway. Didn't exactly work, but like this stream might be a little bit longer than the previous ones, because I still haven't even shown the Fer de Lance yet. Mind you, if I was doing shit in this, I'm going to be really fucking awful in the Fer de Lance. Well, those repairs are a lot less than I thought they would be. I'll do that for what it's worth. So, play them in. I can't remember what material broker is here. It's data. Don't really need data. I mean, I don't have brilliant amounts. I mean, data mine wake exceptions, I've only got 11 of them. Obviously I need those for the old friendship boosts, but 11 will certainly be enough to do one, maybe two more ships, so it's not an emergency yet. Anyway, we'll jump into the ASP again and we'll head up to 78 Ursa Majoris and jump in the Fer de Lance up there. Okay, it's further than I thought it would be. 158. Hopefully I can do that in 3. 4. Oh. Looks like there is going to be some scanning on the way. Aren't there engineer weapon mods that break other weapons? Don't know about other weapons, but there are engineer weapon mods that do things to shield cell banks, because the old Fer de Lance has it. You know, I never suggest that the game might have a bug. That said, the game might have a bug. Your lasers should have been fired. Yeah, well, I know conflict zones are really fucked up at the moment, so it could be aspects with railguns. These NPC are super accurate now. Are super accurate with those versus your modules. Hence, MRP suggestion. I may have to take that into account then. I mean, there's not much I can really do with the Fer de Lance because it has so few, you know, optional internals that the loadout it currently has, I can't really do very much to change it. It did seem though that the ships in that conflict zone were certainly much better at combat than any pirates or anything I've come up against. The pirates have been unbelievably easy.
Until next time, Commander.
But yeah, the ships in the conflict zone there, they were a very different prospect. I wouldn't go so far as to say they were difficult, but they were certainly much more of a challenge than pirates anyway.
Fuel scooping.
Right, let's see what there is to scan here. There's not a lot of planets in this system, which is probably just as well.
Fuel scooping complete.
Okay, that's 2 more. You see, it's saying there's signal analysis Earth-like worlds, but no, it's rocky ice world.
System scan complete.
Oh, piss off the next one then. Gonkrua. I think I've been there before, but it's saying unknown, so obviously I haven't. I certainly remember going to a system with a name that's at least similar to that.
Frameshift drive charging.
But with Andy Pipkin watching, I know he absolutely excels when it comes to combat in small ships. The stark contrast between his abilities and mine are staggering. Looks like this place has already been done. Oh, there's an Earth-like. Okay, well it's not going to be interesting viewing, but I mean the amount of credits you get for doing mapping Earth-like, it's only 140 light seconds away. Yeah, I want to do that, so what is that? No, it's high metal content, right. Yeah, just those two. No point moving now. I mean, this should be at least 500,000 for just doing, you know, planetary mapping or surface mapping of this one planet. So, yeah, every time you encounter an Earth-like, you've just got to, you know, scan the fucking thing. Same with water worlds, scan them every time, and ammonia worlds. How much? 70. I don't think this will be enough. I'll do 2 just in case it's still within the efficiency target. Yeah, easily.
Surface scan complete.
Oops. Alright, now we can piss off to the next system. So back now, I know I've definitely been there before.
Frameshift drive charging.
it's on the comms tab here, it keeps having this highlighted. I had 2 unread messages. Of course I haven't, but then it's far from the first time that the comms channel has been fucked up. It seems to be every single time the game's updated, whether it's a major update or not.
2, 1.
That is one thing you can always guarantee.
Fuel scooping complete.
That didn't exactly take long. That signal. Megaship. Security in this system is far too high, so I'm not going to bother with that. Besides which, I haven't got any recon limpets and further lance. Even if I did have the recon Olympic controller, I got no space to put a cargo hold in to actually carry the limpets anyway.
Lakon, Lima, Uniform, Kilo. Welcome to this federal facility. Please observe all standard docking procedures. Okay, Commander, land on pad 03.
I'm really not sure if this is a good system actually to have this ship in, because of course its jump range is shit and its fuel capacity is shit, so having it pretty much in the outskirts of Federation space, and fuck knows how far away from Imperial space, it's going to take it fucking ages to get anywhere.
Landing sequence completed. Deploying ground crew.
So how much did I get then for scanning that Earth like? 876,556 for mapping one planet. Yeah, it is worth doing. I get fuck all for Sobek because all it did was scan the belt clusters. Right, let's jump in the old further Lawson. Again, I'll just do a quick rundown of the loadout, or at least some of the loadout. I won't review all of it, but it's not going to take a genius to figure out the rest of it. So utility mounts, it's all the usual sort of stuff, you know, heatsink launcher, 5 shield boosters. Core internals are all A-rated, all modded, military grade composite armour fitted. And the optional internals, I mean, there really isn't a lot you can do here. So 5A modded shield generator, 4A shield scoop, 4A shield cell banks which are modded, Class 2 FSD booster, and additional fuel tank which only gives me an extra 2 tons. But I mean, you know, what are you supposed to do with a Class 1 optional internal? I could have put an interdictor there, I suppose, but no. And considering this thing only has 8 tons of fuel capacity, so I've bumped it up to 10. So I mean, it's not a hell of a lot, but it's an improvement. It's the fuel capacity of this thing is just dire. Now, it didn't look like there were any like conflict zones or anything around here, so what I will do, I know a lot of you are going to think this is boring, but I'm going to go to the nav beacon here. Purely because, I say, I am massively out of practice in fast ships like this, and also of the 5 weapons I have got fitted, 4 of them are fixed, and I'm really not that good with fixed weapons. I also need more practice with those as well. So yeah, I need to take it somewhere, you know, if I'm going to practice, I need to take it somewhere where, you know, I'm not just going to have the shit fucking blown out of me as soon as I show up. So nav beacon it is. Also, I mean, okay, I know I've got
All clear. Watch your 6, Commander.
the, you know, the military grade bulkheads fitted, but I just thought this ship would be faster than it is. Boost is, you know, 560, and full speed is like 400 and I think it's 430. So actually, no, it's not as high as that. It's about 417, I think. 16. Yeah, and that's it. I thought it would be quicker than that. It's not like, you know, that's pathetically slow, but I just thought it'd be a bit more.
4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
I forgot to check the chat tab while I was in here. I think combat conflict zone ships are all full spec with military hulls, almost certainly. Okay, I'm not playing Elite recently. Actually, I noticed I hadn't seen old Zontar in Elite Dangerous. Your FSD sounds just like a Chavs motorbike. Yeah, it's weird that, isn't it? It happens quite a lot. I love the small fighters. Imperial Courier's favourite, staying behind the big ships is not a problem. Yeah, is it true all the LOD discovered by data got what LOD? Oh, old. No, it's not. As I understand it, they had all the discovered by tags, but they had no way of telling who had the detailed surface scans. Wasn't that correct in the first hop? Yeah, all I know for sure is that yeah, there was a lot of confusion about it. The first discovereds were, I don't think, were ever lost, but the first mapped was going a bit haywire. Yeah, it didn't help that a lot of people, and I was one of them, we were getting first mapped, you know, messages when we handed in data for systems where we clearly were not the first person to map, you know, whatever the planet was. And it still happens now, but I've noticed the last time I got it was when I mapped Procyon, which incidentally is the system I mentioned last time that will pay you 4.5 million if you map every planet in it. And it was saying, you know, you are the first to fully map, and it came up Procyon system 10 bodies, so it looks like you might get a bonus if you are also the first person to map every planet in a system and hand that data in. But you don't get, you know, there's nothing appears on the system map to point it out or anything. Anyway, as you can see, the loadout of this ship then, weapons wise, is 1 beam laser, that's the class 4, that's gimbaled, and 4 rail guns. The rail guns have all been modded. I think I put them all in, I gave them all the lightweight, not because I needed to save mass, but because it was the only one that really gave them any sort of, you know, modification that I thought was worth doing. So yeah, that's why I went with them. And also all these fucking cobras just constantly flying around us. I ain't got nothing you want, you fucking useless cunts. Alright, come on, let's have a ship that's actually useful. It would be nice if it is the Asp. But yes, it's all the experimentals anyway, that's what I wanted. Right, here we go. So yeah, it certainly does pretty quick damage to the shields. But yeah, it's the damage to the hull that I'm really worried about. They did, how can I put it, rebalance the railguns. They don't do anything like the sort of damage that they used to. But they are still pretty useful, you know, you can hardly say that railguns are shit or anything like that. It's just that they're not quite as devastating as they were. As it is, right, so that's that come down. So now this irritating Viper that was in his wing, let's go after him. Oh, he's got fucking chaff, he would. I really should have fitted fixed beam lasers. Beam laser. You see it flying straight at me. They again choosing ramming as their first, you know, means of attack. I'll grab these conductive ceramics. I use these so fucking much in any of the modding that I do, so yeah, it would make sense to grab some more of these. God, we just managed to get that. What else have we got? Conductive components actually I could do with as well, so I'll grab some of them. But as you can see, even though this ship is ultra manoeuvrable and ultra fast, I really struggle to sort of like keep up with other ships. Not because I, you know, can't manoeuvre as quickly as them. It's the other extreme. I'm going so quickly that I really can't control it. So somewhere like, you know, this nav beacon is a pretty good place for me to try it out, because I'm really not at any risk at all. Let's Kevin who's under fire, and yet he's scanning me, looking for cargo in my hold. Ah, fucking missed. Didn't miss that time though, that's him down. Yeah, I quite enjoyed that. Lanky, no, he's already, I've already scanned him. He's clean. So yeah, if I can get the practice in, so that I can, you know, actually get the grips with such a manoeuvrable ship and use fixed weapons. Yeah, that'll make a hell of a difference. There's another crate here. Let's have a look at you. With a name like Kill All Around, I thought, yeah, he's got to be wanted. Nope. So there's all these signals everywhere, but they're all these fucking Alliance enforcers, and oh, it'll be beautiful if there's a wanted orca. I have seen wanted orcas before, only twice, but it was it was asking a bit much, I suppose. What about this ASP scout? Well, he's only mostly harmless, so even if he is wanted, which he isn't, he wouldn't have been much of a threat anyway. I wanted killback. I like taking out killbacks because it's basically just a Type 6 that thinks it's a fucking fighter. I mean, combat outfitted Type 6, what a fucking joke. I think their next ship is going to be combat outfitted hauler. Alright, what have we got here? Python? Oh, that would be good. And yes, and he's in a wing as well. It's just got everything. Alright, here we go. Let's catch up with the fucker first. There we go. Oh, I don't know if they all hit. I took his shield down even before his shield cell banks could do anything. But yeah, two of my railguns have the mod that forces shield cell banks to, you know, collapse. It also, I think, damages. Oh, I missed him. It damages the shield cell bank as well. Right, that's him down. Took him long enough to explode. What did he drop? Okay, I'll take the proto-light alloys. Or rather, they have been proto-radiolic. Yeah, so I can't even pick up fucking materials cleanly in this thing yet, so practice is something I badly need in this ship. What have we got? Alright, no more chat to catch up with. So how long have I been on here now? About 2 hours and 15 minutes. I'm going to have to call it a night soon. It doesn't look like there's anything else coming in around here. I thought I saw that flash. It looked like I thought it was a ship coming in, but it wasn't. It was a ship leaving. Let's scan the nav beacon so at least I'll know what all of the unidentified signal sources in the area are. There we go. can't take props for knowing that one. That was another thing that Andy Pickin mentioned to us. He does seem to be quite the fountain of knowledge when it comes to this game. Certainly knows a damn sight more about it than I do. Well, there's no one here. Can't get away from that fact. Everyone has just buggered off. So I think this could be oh, further lots. I said further lots. So much for that. So yeah, I think that will do then. It was a bit of a crappy live stream this time, wasn't it? Oh, right, okay. One more then. Here we go. I need him to get closer. That's good. Because the good thing about fighting anacondas, they're so big you really can't miss.
Under attack.
So is he firing dumbfires or seekers? Looks like dumbfires.
Scan detected. Target shields offline.
Because I need to keep the beam laser going to keep my heat down from the from firing, you know, all of these rail guns at once. So he's down. Is he going to drop anything useful?
Destroyed.
Not really. Nothing there that I'm too fussed about. Type 7 gun, B1. Type 7s are just such absolute fucking shit heaps. Basically someone takes, you know, a huge great box, fits a couple of short stubby wings on it and then sticks a greenhouse on the front and calls it a fucking spacecraft. Oh, he wanted Type 6. Yeah, okay, I'll definitely have a BU. He's only a novice, so this is not going to be difficult. Yeah. What a challenge, eh?
Target destroyed.
Right, what we got here? Conductor components I could do with.
Cargo scoop.
I've been doing it again, flying around with my fucking cargo scoop open. I keep doing that in this ship because even with the fuel scoop open, it flies faster than most of my other ships. I just don't notice it. You know, the cargo scoop is still fucking wide open. Dolphin, okay, yeah. God, let's have a wanted dolphin. I've never had one yet, so I doubt this will be the first, but harmless little dolphin. That was not going to be a difficult ship to take on. Anyway, before anything else turns up that, you know, it's just going to be ridiculously easy again, that will do for this one. So it wasn't a particularly interesting one, but then that's the problem with me doing live streams when I have no idea what I'm going to even say, let alone show. yeah, so that's the Fer de Lance and the Federal assault ship. Now, the next live stream, I'm changing the day that I'm doing them. So next week it will be Tuesday, and from then on they will always be on Tuesdays instead of Wednesdays. And also the next live stream is not going to be Elite Dangerous, it will be a different game. I'm only 50% certain as to what that game will be. But I do know it won't be this, so yeah, it will be a week long break from this one. But yes, that will do. That is okay. I'll take out one more ship then.
Target shields offline.
Just put the engine speed to 0 and no problem. Filament composites are useful, but I've got 142 of them. So right. So anyway, let's just have one more quick look at the. You're just as much a veteran as I am, Commander. Well, maybe, but because I keep specialing in all the larger vessels, you know, that's all I'm, you know, any good in. Once I go into, you know, medium vessels, basically, if I go into anything that's more manoeuvrable than, say, a Python, yeah, I fucking don't have a prayer. Herodian, Night or just as it's still. I keep forgetting actually there may be people desperate enough from other time zones to watch this. I doubt it, but there might be. So that is it then for this. So this is yeah, this is me saying going away.